it's Kay. Welcome to the build guide for K-Spectre Summoner for 3.12 Heist League. This build guide video is for the base build, which is designed for league start and solo self-found. It can take you all the way from a fresh start to endgame and even 40 challenges. It is completely made from rare items that you can pick up or self-craft. There are no unique needed for this build. The passive tree, equipment, and gem choices are balanced towards survivability. It's not a glass cannon build, and it will work even in hardcore solo self-found. However, the build is very flexible, so you can easily change it to suit your own style. There are two further build options, which are called Pure Spectres and Spectres and Spiders. These build options focus on having stronger bossing or faster map clearing, but they are built around key uniques, which may be difficult to get in solo self-found. These build options are covered in their own build guide videos. In addition, I have a lot of Spectre related content on my YouTube channel. You can find the Spectre Showcase, a beginner friendly leveling guide, and even some more entertaining videos.
それでは貴様の処刑を始めようか。
So if this is your first time playing Spectre Summoner, please have a look around. Lastly, I also have an in-depth written version of this guide on the official forum. You can find more details, more gear examples, the crafting guides, as well as a lot of discussion and sharing of ideas from other players. In this guide, I will talk about how the build works, how to summon spectres, how to play the build, the passives, ascendancy and pantheon, equipment including gems and links, and lastly a brief overview on leveling. As a summoner, your minions do all the hard work, and as a Spectre summoner, the main damage dealers are the spectres. The build also uses zombies and a stone golem to provide buffs, extra DPS, life regen, and be a meat shield. I recommend using the Slave Driver Spectre. It's a good all-round Spectre, and it's great for leveling and early mapping. It uses a powerful lightning-based AoE spell that can hit many monsters in a single cast. The gems and links in this guide are optimized for Slave Drivers. There are also many more spectres in PoE, each with their strengths and weaknesses, which I cover in the Spectre Showcase. The build has several defensive features. The minions are your meat shield. Incoming attacks will hit them before they hit you. A large life pool means you can take a hit and not instantly die. Good amount of block and life recovery on block. Dread Banner reduces the enemy's hit chance. You can focus on using defensive flash. And minions can blind and taunt monsters if you have the right ghastly eye jewels. To summon a spectre, go to the correct place for the spectre you want. For Slave Drivers, go to Act 5 control blocks. Then cast Desecrate to create corpses. Next, you need to have Red Spectre on your cast bar. If you have Spell Echo, take it out. Now put the mouse over a corpse and hold the corpse target key, which should be A. You will see the name of the corpse. Cast Red Spectre when you find the right one. Sometimes you won't find what you want, and you will need to cast Desecrate again. Repeat this until you have the maximum number of spectres. Mapping is very simple. You can take it easy or you can rush through the map. Cast Convocation to bring your minions to you if they fall behind or if they are in danger. You can focus fire on the target by signaling the prey. Remember to use Flame Dash to get out of danger or to jump across terrain features. You can alt-cast Steel Skin by setting it to your left mouse button and setting Always Attack without moving. This will also alt-cast anything in your wand if you have the Trigger Craft. For bossing, prepare by casting Armor Brand on the ground. It will attach to the boss and proc EE and Curse, which reduces boss's damage resistance. You also need to signal the prey on the boss. This makes your specters focus fire, and allow you to move to safety without your specters following you. The passive tree focuses on player life and minion damage, with a balance towards survivability. There are also a number of interesting notables, such as glancing blows, that are close to the pattern for your own customization. There are several jewel sockets that you can use for ghastly eye jewels. These give a lot of helpful minion mods. The passive tree also passes close to 2 outer jewel sockets. They can be used for cluster jewels, which I cover in a separate cluster jewel video. For the ascendancies, Unnatural Strength is the most important because the base Spectre gem gives 1 Spectre from gem level 1 to 12, 2 Spectres at 13 to 24, and 3 Spectres at gem level 25 plus. So the plus 2 levels will help you get the extra Spectre as well as increasing damage and life of all your minions. Next is Mistress of Sacrifice. This makes your offering skills apply to your Necro. For example, Bone Offering will give you extra block chance and life recovery. Lastly, Commander of Darkness gives a nice boost to damage and elemental resist. For the Pantheon, I like to use Lonarius and Shakari, but all of them are useful, so I recommend changing them depending on the map mods. Note that it's possible to do reflect maps if you use Yugo and Sivil's Lament Ring. Overall, the priority is to get the highest life mod on all items. After that, make sure your elemental res is 75% and get as much chaos res as possible. Then you can look for item-specific mods. The body armor is where you will socket res Spectre. I recommend using the int space for easy coloring. Hybrid bases are okay. Try to get a body with +1 Spectre number. It is a drop-only item from Delve, and it comes from the special encounter with Contents minion or aura items. It needs an open prefix to craft increase maximum life. The gems links are Rise Spectre, Spell Echo, Minion Damage, Elemental Focus, Predator, and Control Distraction. For your weapon, use a wand and scepter. You can use an Essence of Fear to craft a cheap wand. Level 3 Hybrid Chamber in the temple can drop a wand with double damage. You can also craft a Convoking wand with fossils. The gem links are Desecrate, Bone Offering, and Vile Summon Skeletons. The special craft trigger Skidded spell will auto-cast these spell gems. If you don't need the extra block from Bone Offering, you can use Flesh Offering to increase your minion's DPS. For your shield, extra block chance is very useful. You will need an int space to get extra spell block. Shaper or Warlord Influence gives the special mode recover 5% life when you block. The gem says Steel Skin, Increased Duration, and Convocation. You can set Still Skin to left mouse button with Always Attack without moving to Outcast it. For your helmet, any base is okay, but Bone Helmet is the best option. The support minions will be socketed here, so look for our Craft +2 or +3 minion gem level. You will need Elder Influence to get the special modes, Minion Damage or Minion Life. The best Labyrinth enchant is Spectre Damage. The gems are Stone Golem, Base Zombie, Physical to Lightning, and Feeding Frenzy. For the gloves, I recommend an int base for easy coloring. If you want the minion damage mode, there are 3 ways to get it. The easiest is bench crafting. You can try to fossil craft Redeemer Influence gloves, or you can get lucky in Delve. The gem links are Flame Dash, Armor Brand, Hex Touch, and Conductivity. For the boots, the most important mode is +1 to Spectre gem level. To get this, you will need Elder Influence, and then craft with bound fossils. The gems are Wrath, Generosity, Dread Banner, and Skitterbots. The Skitterbots don't need to be linked. For the amulet, I recommend using a Citrine or Jade amulet. This will help with any dex requirements. You can also get +1 to all int gems with Hunter Influence. This will help you get Red Spectre level 25 to get the 5th Spectre. For rings, I recommend Vermilion rings and crafting minion movement speed. For the belt, a Stygian Vice lets you socket the Ghastly Eye for helpful minion modes. I recommend the following flasks. Bubbling Life Flask of Staunching for instant life recovery and bleed removal. Basalt Flask of Voting for Fizz damage reduction and removing curses. Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline for a big speed boost. Jade Flask of Reflexes to decrease monsters' hit chance. Quartz Flask of Hit to give phasing, dodge, and remove freeze. Here's what the progression looks like while you level up. Don't forget to check the beginner-friendly leveling guide videos. There are 4 rounds of the acts, where I speed up the boring bits and leave the important boss fights at normal speed. I also include any important info you need for each act. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this build guide video, and you have fun playing Spectre Summoner. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, bye!